What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today I'm going to be breaking down the new MG82 LMG in Warzone. And I'm going to tell you guys right up front here, this is absolutely one of the most powerful guns in the entire game right now. And I don't like to use this word often, but I would go so far as to say that this is overpowered. And it will likely be seeing a nerf at some point in the future. I'm sure many of you guys have already realized that, but for those that didn't yet, you'll see as we go through the stats in this video. But let's start off with the basic stats of this. Our base damage is 30, and our upper torso damage is 33. And this means against a fully plated enemy, if we hit at least 4 of our shots to the upper torso and the rest can hit anywhere else in the body, we're going to be killing in just 8 shots. Whereas if we aren't hitting those 4 upper torso shots, if we shoot them anywhere else in the body, it's only going to take us a maximum of 9 shots to kill. And that's the most number of shots this will ever take to get a kill on somebody, no matter what the range. And we will talk about ranges a little bit later on because there is some nuance to this. But next up for base stats, our rate of fire is extremely fast at 909 rounds per minute. And what this means is our upper torso time to kill against no armor plates is insanely fast at just under 200 milliseconds. And then with 3 armor plates equipped, if we're hitting at least 4 upper torso shots, we get a time to kill potential of 462 milliseconds, which is way too fast. This is faster than almost every gun in the entire game, which is crazy. But I also wanted to point out, if we don't manage to get 4 upper torso shots and we're shooting them in the stomach or the limbs or something, our time to kill potential is still extremely fast at 528 milliseconds. This is still going to be destroying just about everything, especially once you get to longer ranges. As for headshots though, this is one of the big weaknesses of this gun. Our headshot damage is only 39, and this means we'd have to hit all 7 shots to the head if we want to reduce the number of shots to kill down to 7, which is completely impractical, and therefore I would say headshots are essentially useless on this gun. Don't bother trying to aim for the head, you might as well just try and hit that upper torso. And this is where I wanted to get into the ranges a little bit. Our range drop-off point is at 26 meters. However, like I said earlier, this gun will never take more than 9 shots to kill against a fully armored enemy, and it doesn't matter which range that's at. So this range drop-off point basically just means beyond 26 meters, we can no longer get an 8-shot kill to the upper torso. Even if we hit every shot to the upper torso beyond 26 meters, it's still going to take us 9 shots to kill, just like if we were shooting them in the leg, it's still going to take us 9 shots to kill. So that range value isn't quite as important as you might think it is here. Mainly, we just want to be aiming for that 9-shot kill, which still gives us an incredible time to kill potential. However, there is one thing to mention here when it comes to time to kill, and that is this gun does have an open bolt delay. Based on my measurements, this appears to be somewhere between about 60 to 75 milliseconds. I was getting some inconsistency with frame rounding here. But that is just a small thing to keep in mind. I don't think this really harms the effectiveness of this gun all that much. I still consider this to be incredibly powerful when it comes to raw killing potential. Additionally, our base bullet velocity is 600 meters per second, which is fairly standard. And now let's have a look at our recoil. As you can see here, this gun kicks just straight up. There is almost 0 side-to-side bounce with this. And also, it doesn't kick super strong. It's very easy to control this recoil, which I was surprised to see for how powerful this gun is. I thought since it has such a high fire rate and such an amazing time to kill potential, I thought it would have quite a bit of recoil in order to balance that out. But currently, it doesn't. And this means this gun can pretty much do it all. It kills extremely fast, it's extremely accurate, and this will just be melting people at every range. Having said all of this though, of course, we do have to keep in mind this is an LMG, and therefore it has slower handling and slower mobility. Our base aim down sight time is around 367 milliseconds based on my testing, which is fairly standard for an LMG, and that is quite slow if you're looking at close quarters fights. However, at longer ranges, aim down sight time isn't nearly as relevant. And then when it comes to our movement speed is 4.5 meters per second, which is actually a little bit faster than most of the other LMGs, which is nice because that's one of the big reasons people don't tend to use LMGs in Warzone, is it's just too slow for navigating the map. I also don't think I've mentioned this has a 100 round magazine, which is great, even though you do burn through those really quickly due to the very fast fire rate. And it's worth noting, our reload add time is quite slow on this. It is an LMG after all. It's 5.59 seconds, so it does take quite a long time to reload, but as long as you're able to do that between squad fights, you shouldn't have much of an issue there. So overall, just looking at the base stats of this gun, I really feel like there are just too many upsides and not enough downsides. And it also seems like a strange addition because in their patch notes, they mentioned that they're going to have a weapon balancing patch coming at some point in the future where they're planning on slowing the general time to kill of the game down by about 60 to 100 milliseconds. So from the sounds of it, they're planning on making most guns take an extra shot to kill against a fully plated enemy. And yet at the same time, they added this gun, which has an incredibly fast time to kill potential that not many guns can compete with, especially at range, while also making it extremely accurate and easy to control. So as a result, this is why I feel this gun is currently overpowered and will likely be seeing a nerf at some point in the future. But until then, this is going to be the top dog when it comes to longer range guns. I would just recommend pairing it with an SMG so you can get around the map quickly still while having the SMG in your hands, and then you can just swap to this in order to take those long range shots. As for the best attachment combination that I've personally found with this gun, the attachment combination that I like to use, I've got the standard suppressor, and the reason I'm using this instead of the agency suppressor is I don't want to hurt my aim down sight time too much. And with the new version of this standard suppressor, we still get a bullet velocity boost, and it doesn't really hurt the gun nearly as much as it used to, so I like going with the standard suppressor. Then we've got the Task Force barrel on this. Now, I did do a build with the Task Force barrel compared to the match grade barrel to see how much they affected aim down sight time, and it's literally only a 1 frame difference at 60 FPS. And therefore, you might as well just go with the Task Force barrel because this gives us the biggest boost to our bullet velocity, our range, and our recoil control. So this thing is insanely accurate with this. And that's another thing. We don't need the agency suppressor to help with recoil since it's already very accurate. But after that, we've got the Axial Arms 3X optic. I think this is just the best optic for a longer range full auto gun in Warzone. For rear grip, we've got the Serpent Wrap on there. This one gives us the best boost to our aim down sight speed. And then finally, we have what I consider to be the floater attachment. This one you could spend in various ways. I like going with the Bruiser grip just to give us a little bit more movement speed and also a slightly tighter hipfire spread if we do get caught up close and personal. With this insanely fast fire rate, it's actually pretty decent at hip firing as well. But if you wanted to make it even more accurate, you could go with the Field Agent grip, or for many people, they'll want to use an ammunition attachment, and if you are going to be doing that, I'd recommend going with either the standard 125 round mag, so we don't hurt our aim down sight time, but we get a bit of extra ammunition, or I'd go with the fast mag attachment, which again, doesn't hurt our aim down sight time, but at least it allows us to reload a little bit quicker. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a pretty basic setup, but it's extremely powerful, and I highly recommend giving this a go if you haven't already, because, in my opinion at least, this is one of the best guns in Warzone now, and it's very likely it's going to be getting a nerf at some point in the not-too-distant future. But with that, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I'd like to know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about the MG82 LMG so far in Warzone? Do you agree with me? Do you think this is on the overpowered side and likely will be getting a nerf? Or do you think it's balanced fine as is? Just let me know those thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.